Hey everybody, and welcome back to Dicing with Death. Yada yada yada. Here we are.
Here we are. So Qualneer has moved residence to the Rustling Jimmies,
Mm-hmm.
a fancy inn within the inner city of Seagate.
Mm-hmm.
Got a nice third floor room with a balcony overlooking the water and the castle.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um,
Um,
did you pay Bates and send him on his way?
I asked Waits how much for the trip.
Mm,
So the extent of the services I need for you for the foreseeable future. Maybe in some months we can travel again.
he nods. It'll be uh, 2 silver, my lord.
I'll give him 5.
Mhm.
I give him 4 because that rounds out my silver better actually, and send him on his way.
Rounds, do you mean it gets you to like the next lowest pound of weight?
No, 25
Okay.
silver. Nice even numbers.
OCD Qualneer.
Yeah, actually, if I gave him 7 more silver, I would lose a pound of encumbrance. But it's not worth it.
Are we 20 to the pound? Is that what we're saying? Or
50 to the pound.
50 to the pound?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah.
New,
Uh,
new
so
accommodations are rather nice. It's still middle of the afternoon.
that's right, isn't it? Um, I go back down and find that damned bull clerk again.
Mm-hmm.
The first thing I ask him is there if there's any way that I can call him from my room without having to actually come all the way down here.
There is a servant on your floor.
I
You
just
can poke
poke
out
my
into
head
the
out the.
hallway.
Hmm. You humans do these things strangely. Again, thick elven accent. Um, Strange ways that you humans do these things.
Would you like a bell, my lord?
I would love a bell.
All right. He hands you a large bell on a stick that
Perfect.
you can ring.
Yes. I then ask him if there's a back exit to this inn that maybe I could use without being seen by anyone else that might be walking around. Like, is there a way that I could comfortably and stealthily exit the inn without being seen?
Mm, there's a servant's entrance, Master Elf, but hmm.
No. No servant's entrance, thank you very much. It is elven custom to know everything about the place that you're staying in case danger approaches. We are very long lived, you see. I have been on this earth probably 6 times your duration here, and in that period of time, you've learned you should always know every exit from a building.
It's very wise, my lord.
It is. But
Qual
what
near
would
the
you know?
wise.
I have not given my name to this man.
I know.
I nod and go back upstairs. I go to my
Very well.
room and then I wait for a few seconds and then I ring my bell.
All right. Um, 30 seconds or so later, the door opens and or a servant knocks.
Come in.
He opens the door. You summoned Master Elf?
Yes, yes. Your clerk downstairs told me there was a servant's exit from this building. Show it to me now.
Mm, if you say so, my lord.
I follow him.
So the third floor, there's this front doorway had staircase that led up to it. It's a long hallway, and then on the far end of the hallway, there is a door that opens to another smaller spiral staircase that leads down. There's a back door on the bottom floor, as well as a like an entrance to the kitchen area.
Okay, so there are 3 entrances to the building: the front door, the servant's door, and the kitchen door.
You haven't inspected the kitchen.
Okay.
So maybe there is another entrance in
No,
the
that's
kitchen, but you
fine.
don't know
But
for
I
sure.
know there's a servant's door and the main door that enter into the building. But then
Hmm.
the main hall area has a kitchen door, an exit to the outside, and then the servant's door.
You
No,
confused me.
I'm
You
confused.
so far you've only verified two entrances.
Okay,
There's this
gotcha. Then
door that leads this back staircase, the servant's entrance,
hmm
and then there was the front door.
what's the deal with the kitchen? Why did that get mentioned?
So you go down to the first floor, and there's a door that leads outside, and then like a hallway that leads into the kitchen.
hmm
So you're standing there awkwardly with the servant sort of staring at you, trying to figure out what to do.
This is the servant's entrance. Excellent. And how are the cooks in the kitchen? Do they are they fine?
I'm, I'm sure everything will be to your satisfaction, Master Elf.
Let us hope so. Please escort me back to my room. I have some question to ask you along the way.
Uh,
Um,
yes, my lord.
as we
This
walk,
way.
I ask him if who is the lord of this town.
That would be Duke Seagate.
Duke. And what is Sir Seagate's first name?
Did I give him one? You don't have it written down, do you?
Lord Duke Seagate.
Lord Duke Seagate. I'm trying to remember if I came up with a name for him. I guess I'll make one up now.
Bro?
Bro.
Bro Seagate?
Uh, Lord Matthew.
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 You're not. Yeah, he corrected you, but you're still like
Matthew?
Matthew.
Matthew? What a ridiculous name.
You say that.
Mm-hmm.
He responds with silence.
Well, you humans always have strange names. What is your name, sir?
um, you can call me Edric or Ed or servant.
Edric, or Ed, or servant. Well, silly human names. No offense. Thank you very much for escorting back and answering my questions. And I flip him a gold coin.
His eyes widen. He sticks it in his pocket and goes to stand down the other side of the. Actually, he stays right by this back staircase.
Okay.
That seems to be his post. You are like two doors away, so there's two other rooms between you and him.
Okay. Okay. So, I go to my room and I change out of my fancy clothes into my nice clothes.
Okay.
Um, and then I step out and look for Machu.
Matthew is the Duke.
I'm sorry, I look for Ed.
Yeah, he's standing next to the back, next to the servant's entrance.
Okay. I walk up to him and say, Machu, or Ed, take me to where the common folk are. I'd like to see what this place is like from a normal person's perspective. Someone
Um,
who's not a lord.
I can't leave my post, but I'm sure I can find you an escort to take you down. You really shouldn't visit the docks, he says.
Then do not take me there. But the rest of the place, I must see from a peasant's perspective. These clothes make me look poor enough, right? I say, my nice clothes.
um, mm, I can find you an escort if you'd like.
Thank you. And let us exit out the back, not through the front. It would not do for any of my peers to see me dressed so rubbishly.
Okay, you may follow. And he sort of leads you down the staircase. He runs and fetches another servant, or I guess a guard, who carries a sword,
Mm-hmm.
armored in
Okay.
boiled leather.
Okay.
Okay. And he escorts you wherever you wish to go.
Okay, I just have him tour me around the town for a little bit, kind of
He
visiting the
walks you
same.
around. He walks you around the inner city.
I ask him specifically to take me out of the inner city to where the common folk live.
He appears hesitant, but you're able to convince him, and he sort of takes you and walks you around the outer city.
Okay.
Do you have any specific requests? Anything you want to ask him? He seems pretty silent, except, I mean, yeah.
I guess I didn't
Do you have
specify,
him?
but
Do you have him lead you?
I wanted to say that I left all of my things except for Bloodletter at home, but I
Okay,
forgot to mention that.
that's fine.
Okay.
Do you
Um,
wear it brazenly on your hip, or is it secretly?
I try and stash it somewhere stealthily if possible. I can use
Yeah,
a
I mean, you
boot
can
if
have it
I
like
need to.
inside your tunic or something.
Yeah, I'll stash it inside my tunic then. Um, so he leads us around for a while, and I say, "All right, thank you. That's enough. How much do I owe you?" Before, like, while we're still in the outer city.
Uh, it's fine, my lord. I should really get you back to the.
No, no,
Back.
I'd like to watch the sunset from the wall if possible. I can find my own way home.
He looks concerned. Um, if you insist, my lord, I really. The outer city is not safe without
Everything looks
protection.
peaceful enough. I haven't seen any muggings or killings.
No, no, but okay, if you insist. He turns and starts walking back towards the inner city.
Okay. I'd like
Where?
to make my way. Where exactly do I want to make my way? I want to make my way to here.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. It's getting towards late afternoon.
Yeah. No, fuck it. I want to go to the front, this place. I want to go to the exit of the town.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Um.
And do you circle around to the
Yeah.
circle of
Yes, I do.
stones?
I do indeed.
Okay.
Yeah. So I circle around to the stones outside, and sticking fairly close to the wall, I try to approach them, or at least see if anyone's standing on the circle of stones.
Roll a perception check.
Come on, baby. Come on. 23.
Okay.
Yes.
So you said you're down on the rocks by the base of the wall.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So you can see um, two people sort of struggling along the rocks from within the city, walking towards the stones.
Okay.
It looks like the water level is a little lower.
Hmm. All right.
So
I try and get a good eye on who they are.
they're hundreds of feet away. You can't really make out
I
much.
approach then. I if
Approach
need
them,
be,
or do you approach the circle of
I
stones?
approach the circle of stones.
Okay. Yeah. So you get there before them,
Mm-hmm.
and eventually they show up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a man and a woman. Looks to be a couple. Nothing necessarily remarkable about them. They say, "Oh, hello. I haven't seen you before."
Have not seen you either. I say in perfect common.
I'm Grant. This is Mary. Yes.
Grant, Mary, how nice to meet you.
Have you
I heard there should
have you
be
come to pray?
to the sea.
He nods.
I have. Will our Lord Priest be here soon?
Yes, yes. At low tide, I still am not very good at estimating these things myself, but
I know.
I
I've
think
been here
within the
for.
hour.
Oh my god! Within. I had dinner plans in 45 minutes. I was hoping this would be done sooner than that.
He looks at you curiously.
Well, perhaps next time then. And I head back into town.
Okay.
Um, okay. So what I'm trying to do is put myself in a situation where I can be alone with the priest, or at least not have like people having conversations with me and then seeing me kill him. So I want to figure out when he'll be there, and then figure out how to kill him from there. I think the best way to do that would be to get him on his way back, perhaps. Perhaps. I come to this point just inside the wall. Whoops. This point just inside the
So you
wall.
circle all the way around, or do you climb back?
I circle all the way around and then come to this point inside the wall.
Okay.
Just where it kind of meets the sea. And I want to hang out there, loiter,
Uh huh.
and watch the people come in. And I'll even like go all the way up to the wall and peek my head around to see if I can see who's on the platform and see if I can spot a sea priest.
Yeah. So over the course of the next hour, you see a few people climb out the rocks and join the couple that is out
Mm-hmm.
there.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, you see the sea priest walking down the street, robed and barefoot, and then on either side of him, there are two men. One is a fat, balding man. He's wearing rather nice clothes, actually, and then just another man to his side. He's got his hands together and he's talking to the two of them
Mm-hmm.
as they walk
Okay.
towards the shore.
Okay. Um, I wait on the inside of the wall. In fact, I will pace around for like 15 and 20 minutes and then come back and wait at the wall.
Okay.
And then I will keep peering out every 4 or 5 minutes to watch whatever's happening at the circle.
Okay. All right. So you let them. So they climb out to the
Yeah,
rocks.
I do not intervene.
Yeah, and then you watch. Okay.
Yeah.
Eventually, a congregation of maybe 24 people.
Mm-hmm.
They all stand on the circle. Initially, they form sort of a semicircle facing the priest, who stands roughly in the center.
Mm-hmm.
He talks and waves his hands. Eventually, they all step out to the edge and sort of line up on the outside edge, raise their hands. Looks like some sort of ritual. This whole
How far were they away
seating.
from me when they do this?
Um, from the edge of the wall, it's probably 500 feet
Oh,
out
okay. They're pretty far out
circle.
then.
Yeah,
They're out of dagger range.
from here at least. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
The whole proceeding lasts maybe half hour.
Mm-hmm. And then.
And then slowly people start to make their way back.
They all come back into the city.
Yeah, they climb the rocks back into the city.
Okay. Is there any place that I could watch the section where I would expect them to come back into the city from afar? Like, is there any place where
Yeah,
I could situate myself where I could kind of observe them coming in at a distance?
sure. There's sort of like a street or dirt path that runs along the length of the wall. And sort of
Okay.
at the end of that, it ends in the rocks,
Mm-hmm.
and they sort of climb down the rocks there and out to this circle of stones. So anywhere along that street, you could get a view.
Okay.
Um,
Can you actually give me just one moment? Sorry. Something.
sure. How's it going, chat? Bum, bum, bum. Colorists. What color am I?
Sorry about that. Something came up. Anyway, So I watch them from that dirt path then.
Okay. All right. So do you like lean against the wall, against a building?
Yeah, I just kind of lean against the wall, watch,
Okay. They seem to come back mostly in a group.
including the priest.
Yeah. He's sort of in the midst talking with his congregation.
Hmm. I try and follow them from 50 feet.
They sort of disperse.
I,
Eventually, it's just the priest and that sort of fat, balding noble whose knees are now kind of wet and dirty. And they head towards the inner city.
I follow behind. Can I see which gate they're headed for? Towards the inner city?
Yeah, that one right there.
Okay. And the priest seems to be talking to the balding man the whole way? Or as we're walking, they seem to be engrossed in conversation?
Yeah,
Like,
they're
do I get the impression that they will be walking all the way back together, or like they're getting some sort of.
I don't know how you would be able to guess that. So, do you follow them into the inner city?
No, I follow them about when it's obvious that they're heading for a gate. When I feel they're surely headed for this gate in the inner city, I would
Mm-hmm.
like to make an action.
Okay.
I would like to call out to the priest and say, "See, priest, a
Okay.
moment if
So
you may."
you're about there on some side street on the
Mhm.
way to that gate.
Yeah.
They both stop and turn to look at you.
Okay. I at 50 feet, I kind of wave him over and keep my head kind of down.
Okay. He reaches out and like touches the face of the other man.
Hmm.
Gives like an awkward rub, and they like nod at each other. And he walks towards the gate, and he approaches you.
As I guess when he gets to me, I say,
Roll a
"Hello."
perception check.
God, this is awkward. I don't know how to do this. Fucking fail. Oh my god.
All right. He
GG
approaches you and
Qualneer.
then sort of
GG.
stops at about 15 feet, looking a little startled, and then takes a few more steps slowly and deliberately towards you.
You know me, Sea Priest.
I do indeed. He
You threatened.
reaches his hand into a pocket.
I do nothing.
He appears to
You
be fiddling around with it.
last time we met, you threatened me. You threatened my life.
It is not I who threaten you.
Who does? The sea god?
Hmm, not directly, but you have brought shame to Lord Trillion's family.
Who is Lord
And
Trillion?
hmm,
How can I bring shame to a family I do not know?
he
You may have the wrong man, Sea
he pulls
Priest.
his hand out of his pocket and makes a motion towards you. Do you wish to dodge, resist?
If I feel something happening to me, I will resist it, but unless I actually see a weapon coming out. I mean, I
No.
try not to
Okay. He
flinch.
comes at you with a hand, with an open palm, going for your face.
I let him touch me.
Okay. He sort of wipes across your forehead, and it looks like he wipes something sticky on your forehead.
Okay.
He says, "You are a marked man, Qualneer."
You just put something sticky on my face, didn't you? What have I done wrong? And how do you know my name?
The seals whisper it in the deeps.
What have I done?
You have brought shame to their clan.
Who? Who? Speak of this person. I've never heard of this lord before.
Sigoth, Two Skins.
Sagoth Two Skins.
The the word in the deep is that you stole her pearls.
Sagoth. Pearls.
Lord Trillion has you marked for death.
Is Lord Trillion the god of the sea?
Oh no.
Who
But
is
he is
Lord
in high
Trillion?
esteem.
Who is this Lord Trillion? I believe he has been lied to.
He doesn't answer your question.
Okay. Um, hmm. Sagoth. You know, there was no theft of pearls. The pearls were a gift. Unrequited as it may be, but a gift nonetheless.
Hmm.
Let me tell you, there was a love there that was not shared by both of us. And when I made that apparent, she tried to buy it, and when that did not work, she cursed me and drove me out.
Say what you like. I'm not the one you need to convince.
Fair
I
enough. I'm a
am
marked
only
man.
the
Am I dead?
messenger.
Am I to die? Are you here to kill me?
Oh no. Oh no.
Excellent. What sort of street are we in, and how many people are about currently?
Um, it's a small side street, but there are probably a dozen or so people within sight.
Tell me, sea priest, what would you have me do?
I do not know. If you wish to live, flee. Flee the sea as far as you can.
You know you are a wanted man too. I've heard far and wide about the people who wish to send you out to sea.
Yes, yes. My wake has ruffled a few feathers,
Why have
but
you ruffled so many feathers? Whose feathers are getting ruffled by this? I'm curious to
many,
know.
many men.
I feel like I'm being caught up in something I have no control over, and I wish to know who is it that wants you dead, and why do you want me dead? This is too complicated for my innocent little mind.
I do not want you dead, Qualneer. He reaches out a hand and places it on your cheek.
Will you stop touching me?
Hmm.
Like,
He reaches out his other hand and puts both, so now they're both on your cheeks. Do you
I
remove
laugh
one of
at
them?
him. No, I just laugh and let him do it.
He looks you in the eyes. Hmm. Tis a shame for a man to not be able to, yeah,
To not be able to, yeah?
to smell the sea, to feel it slap your feet.
Uh,
I pity you, my son. He kisses your face, your forehead, and then he turns and starts walking away.
um, sir, a moment more.
He stops. He's still facing the other direction. He says,
I,
yes,
I don't have the words to say what I need to. I wish to atone for
turns.
my wrongs, for my evils. You're right, I did steal those pearls from Sagoth.
Hmm. Trillian is a wrathful man. This may not be possible.
Would you help me atone for my sins? I have wealth I can donate to your cause. I feel wrong, I feel bad, and I this world is catching up with me. My sins are catching up with me.
Do you still have the pearls?
I gave them to a woman who is now within the chambers of Lord Seagate.
Well, that was a foolish thing. You
She
must get these pearls back if you wish to have any chance of atonement.
Can you get me into the castle? I'm
The
sure if
castle.
I point to the castle. I'm sure if I could speak with her face to face, she would return them to me.
Come, come. And
Okay.
he keeps walking.
All right, I start walking with him. I get kind of close to him. This is turning out great. And I say, "Forgive me. I'm a cowardly man. I will not have to. I would hate to tell the woman that she needs to return the pearls in front of Lord Seagate himself. I I fear that the things I would say, the truths that would be told, would be he would not want to hear."
Your road to atonement will not be an easy one.
I bow my head and keep walking.
Shore your defenses, Qualneer. The ocean is coming.
I keep walking.
Okay. So he walks you into the inner city and towards the keep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you say anything more? You walk in silence.
As we approach the keep, I say, I fear I cannot go in there. Not like this. Please, please, give me a moment to change into proper clothes, and I will gladly come with you.
He, I. This is a petty thing.
I am a petty, cowardly man. I feel I would be able to face the dangers more bravely were I to dress the part.
Hmm.
I will be but a moment. I
Your
promise.
clothes matter not. It is your skin that shows your true self. He reaches out again to touch your face.
Okay, I tap my forehead while he's doing this. Is there sticky shit on me?
Yeah, there's something sticky on your forehead.
I want to smear it on my face as much as possible to spread it
Okay.
about.
Yeah, it doesn't really come off. It just spreads and gets stickier.
That's perfect.
Your
That's
hand
exactly what
now
I
has
want to
some
do.
black sticky crap on it
Okay.
as
Um,
well. So you've got like a smudge of
Great. I take a moment
sticky
and I
black.
kneel down in whatever I am. And I kind of like put my head to the ground and then quickly with I try and find dirt around and like smear it on my face a little bit. I try and dirty my
Sure,
face a little bit, just a
sure.
little bit.
You see,
Okay.
priest still has his hand on your cheek
Okay.
while you are kneeling in the dirt. He doesn't say anything about this being odd.
Cool. Then I get up and go with him. Fingers crossed.
All this shall be cleansed by the salt and water.
By the salt and water, I say.
He leads you straight in the front gate. The guards pay him no attention.
God, I'm gonna
You walk
die.
straight in the front door.
I'm gonna die.
Um,
Okay.
so you walk into this inner keep, this keep,
Mhm.
down a hallway. Turn a hallway to the left.
Mhm.
You see a few like servants bustling around, a soldier or two,
Mhm.
but they ignore the priest. He opens a door that leads on the first floor that leads across down an enclosed hallway, and there are just sort of openings in the side, letting light in.
Okay.
The hallway proceeds for quite a ways. You look out the window and you see that you are over the sea.
Okay.
So you're within the bridge that crosses from the mainland to the island.
All right. I keep walking.
Okay. Um,
Freaking out, man. I'm freaking out.
all right. You see two soldiers walking down the hallway towards you.
I
Um,
do my best to avoid their gaze.
yeah, both wear that teal studded leather with the
Mhm.
orange studs,
Mhm.
curved sabers at their sides.
Actually, can I see to the end of the hall from here?
Um, it is a straight shot. Uh, yeah, yeah, it's like a couple hundred feet straight across.
Do I
You can
see
see,
any other guards in
not
this
necessarily to
hallway?
scale. No,
Just the two that
it is
passed
you, the
us?
priest, and no, not past. They're walking towards you.
Okay.
You haven't passed them yet.
Okay. I take a look to either side. How big are the windows along this chamber?
Maybe less than a foot wide, and then like 3 feet tall.
Less than a foot wide.
Yeah,
Be really hard to shove a person out that window.
you might have to cut them into pieces.
Yeah. How high off the water are we?
Um, Hundreds of feet.
Enough that someone falling
Like,
from here would probably die.
yeah. All right. So the hallway is only about 10 feet wide.
Hmm.
Uh, so you're either going to have to get out of the way for these
I
soldiers,
get
or
out of
they're
their way.
okay. You step in line behind the priest. Just sort of keeps walking straight.
I
You step in
walk
line behind
behind the
him.
priest. Yeah.
All right. They sort of do the same thing, and you pass each other. Um, they both make eye contact with the priest and give him a nod.
Hmm. Okay, I keep walking.
Okay. He leads you. Uh, yeah. So at the end of the hallway, there's a big set of double doors, which is currently open. There is a guard to either side, and just within the double doors is a small garden courtyard. I guess a large garden courtyard.
Yeah, I recognize that. I keep go. I follow the priest.
So he steps inside the courtyard past the guard and turns to you and says, well, where are you
Yes.
going? So we are
I
there, right?
yeah. I fear to tell you, we are off to see Mika, Lord Seagate's private courtesan.
I do not know this Mika.
She is here.
But
Has he not been seen with the woman lately? The woman that he took
other
from the
than
purple
his,
peacock?
he furrows his brow. Other than his queen, no.
He has a queen?
Yes.
He's married?
Why, yes.
I was told he was single. By a
Perhaps you were
reliable
listening to the wrong
source.
winds.
Perhaps I have been.
I'm a little. Oh wait, that's like the second floor. Okay, here we go. So you are there. There is a guard next to you, as well as the priest. Oops. We're waiting on you. So he's sort of staring at you, waiting to see what you.
I tell you, the woman's name is Mika. She is the prince's personal courtesan.
Oh, the prince. Whoops, that is.
Oh, the prince is different than the lord? My mistake.
Yes, the
I did not
prince's son.
realize I did not realize Lord Seagate had a son.
All right, that's the priest. The guard is like within earshot, by the way.
Okay.
So, but he appears to be sort of ignoring the situation.
Yeah. I tell him we seek the prince's courtesan then.
To the priest.
Yes.
Fair enough. I can take you to just see the prince.
To his
Um,
courtesan. The prince himself I would prefer not to speak with.
I do not know his courtesan
I
or where she may reside.
I do my best to blush.
I don't know that you can force a blush. Roll a, I don't even know, charisma check.
30!
Yep, you
Natural
force a
20.
blush.
Yes.
All right, whatever that was meant to accomplish, it accomplishes. He gestures you up the staircase.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a stairway right there. That
Okay.
leads up to a second floor.
Okay.
He goes up that staircase down a hall. That's
Oh, wait, he goes up this staircase?
no. There's a staircase right there.
Right. Okay, yeah, I just didn't draw it. Cool. Go up that
Broad
staircase.
staircase. Trying to think. Hold on a sec. My architecture is kind of goofy. I was trying to figure out how that fit together. Okay. Whatever. So this staircase actually goes up 2 flights. It's a long staircase. So I
Okay.
think you like skip a floor.
Okay.
Um, and you wind up at the top of the staircase. A long hallway goes forward. At the far end of the hallway, you can see a window, and there are doors on either side.
I'm not drawing this.
That's
There's
fine.
no room on this map. You'd have to give me a clean map to draw.
You got like the upper left. Do you want another map?
Yeah, I do want another map. Actually.
This again. Oops. How do I? How do I have to create a new page? Okay. So you just came up with like a double wide staircase.
That's what she said?
Huh?
No. 10-foot wide staircase, double wide?
Wider than that. It's like 20 feet wide.
Go for it.
Hmm?
I come up the 20-foot wide staircase.
Okay, yeah. Leads down a hallway that's about narrows. It's like 10 feet wide.
Oh, okay.
Runs like looks like the length of the floor, and there's a window on the far end. You walk past.
Wait, the length of the floor is a very
Yeah, I mean it goes for like 100,
100 feet?
150 feet, and ends in a window.
40.
But you walk past two doors on each side.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Just evenly spaced-ish.
Hold on a sec. One. Not quite like that. So the first two doors are after 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Each of these is 15 feet. So the first doors are after like
After
about
15
10 feet in. About 10 feet in.
Okay.
And then the second set of doors is in another 15 feet. And then 15 feet down the line, he stops at a door. There's another set of doors.
Mm-hmm.
So a third set of doors, another 15 feet in.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I should really make these to scale because some of these are too big.
And he stops and gestures to the door to your right.
Okay, so 10 feet in, there's a door. And then 10, 15, another 15 feet in, there's a door. You said?
Yep.
And then another 15 feet after that.
Yep.
Okay, so 3 sets of doors.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
And he gestures the door to your right.
This one?
Yes, indeed. And he just sort of points at it.
Okay, there's no more. The rest of the space down here has no more doors. That's all doorless.
There are more doors down the hallway. There is one more door on each side. Another like 20 feet down the hall.
Okay. Oops. Cool. Excellent. I approach the door and give it a good old knocky knock.
Okay. Have this as our sea priest.
Ooh, I can face different directions. All right. I go here and I go rap, 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 rap.
Roll a perception check.
11.
Okay. All right. So you knock on the door,
Mm-hmm.
and you hear a yes shouted from the other side.
I look to the sea priest anxiously.
He has a sort of a blank expression on his face. He's sort of standing hand in hand,
My lord, I am here to speak with Mika.
All right. You hear a clang, clang, clang from the other side, and the door opens. You are greeted with a tall, broad shouldered man, clean shaven and long, flowing blonde hair. Um, he is currently wearing a suit of plate mail with no helmet. There's a long sword at his side.
That's the DM's way of saying you're not going to kill this guy right now. You just can't kill him right now.
I mean, the last guy was like, "You're not going to kill this guy. He's got a bastard sword and a magical knife."
Oh.
Hint, 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 and you were like, "Psychopath Qualneer."
um,
Is who are you and what do you want with Mika?
my lord, I am.
He sort
I
of look. He casts a glance over to the priest.
I am a simple man who has done some wrong things in his life and would like to atone for his sins. The sea priest here is helping me right my wrongs, and I have met Mika once before, and I gave her something that was stolen. And I am trying to right my wrongs and return it to its rightful owner.
How is any of this my concern?
She is here with you.
And that is not your concern.
I
She is
wish to,
mine now.
I do not wish to interfere, merely to retrieve from her an object which belongs to another.
And I ask again, how is this my concern?
I look to the sea priest for help.
He's just sort of standing there, staring at the both of you.
Do you not want to do right in the eyes of the gods? I ask him.
He sort of chuckles and looks over at the priest and then back at you.
Sir, I would speak to her, but a moment. It would put my mind to ease, his mind to ease, and be viewed favorably in the eyes of the gods. Surely that can be worth a moment of your time, of her time, even.
She has no time. She is mine. And screw your god. He looks directly at the priest. He scoffs and takes a step backwards
I
and
look
slams
down.
the door in your face.
Okay. I look to the sea priest. That did not go so well.
He shrugs. You hear some muffled shouting from within.
What sort of shouting?
You can roll a detect noise if you want.
Amorous shouting? Whoops, not D20. RD. Oops. 20! Holy shit! I think my
What's your
detect noise
chance?
is 20. My detect noise is 20 exactly.
All right. So you hear him walk, and it sounds like he's from further away. So with a room within a room or something like that. And he shouts, "Mika, play me something happy."
What a
And
bitch.
you hear the plucking of harp strings.
I turn to the sea priest and say, he is not a nice man.
No, but it will catch up with him in time.
A new idea has dawned on me.
Oh, I forgot you had shit all over your face. That may have made things more interesting.
Yeah, I got sticky shit and dirt all everywhere. May I join your congregation? I ask him.
We pray twice a day at the low tide.
I nod, and I try and remember roughly what time was it when when his
The last
congregation was going on.
congregation was like late afternoon,
Late
4
afternoon.
4 or 5
Okay.
p.m.
Twice a day, 12 hours apart. So opposite of late afternoon, which is
I don't know
roughly
if Qualneer will be
six, would be
smart enough to figure
sunrise.
that out.
Twice, no, you can't figure out the 12 hours apart low tide.
You can roll an intelligence check. If you try and justify this.
I guess Qualneer didn't live up by the ocean. 23. Mm.
You have 17 intelligence.
Oh, whoops. That was my dexterity. That should have been a 12. Uh,
um,
-4 from that, or 5 from that would be
yeah,
an 18.
I don't think that Qualneer could figure out
Okay.
when the tides are.
I say to the sea priest, forgive me, but I do not know when the tides come and go. What man could know such a thing?
A
The tide
wise
comes in, the
man.
tide comes out. There's no way to know how or why
You
or
have
when.
much to learn. Tonight at I don't even know how they tell time.
Whatever watch
details.
it is.
Yeah. Tonight at 10 p.m.
I
And
nod.
again an hour before dawn.
Wouldn't that have been 3 times today then, sir?
Oh no, I was totally wrong. An hour
Yeah.
before dawn, he says. Yeah,
Excellent.
10 p.m. will be high tide.
Yeah. I nod and say, I shall see you in the morning. If I walk out, I will not be bothered.
You are quite filthy, Qualneer. It
I told you I wanted to change into nicer clothes. You stopped me. You literally stopped me from not being filthy. This was my complaint earlier.
He walks back down the hallway
I walk.
towards the entrance,
I walk with him.
down the staircase,
Yeah.
and he actually let me take a look at. Oops. Yeah, he actually proceeds to walk down the staircase into the courtyard and then over to this door.
Okay. I just go out the main door.
You walk back across the.
I walk across the courtyard and go down the hallway that extends between the aisle and the mainland and yada 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 and exit out and head back to
You retrace
Russell
your
Jimmy's.
steps.
Yeah.
Okay. You get a couple of sideways glances, but no one stops you on your way out.
Okay. I head back to Rustling Jimmy's.
All right.
No.
I think,
I head back to the Gilded Rat.
okay. I think we're about due for a break.
Let's do it. See you
Take it
guys
now.
in
Last break.
5 minutes.
Sounds good.
All right. Cha cha.